Shalom Israel, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai Barakatham, Yahshua Thum Ba'Shem Yahshai. Israelite School of UPK started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yahanna. And I have a special guest today. I have Priest and Officer,
the Wagabar.
And you already know who he is, man. The Hollywood Hebrew. You understand? Black Authentic Truth, man. Joining us today. Throughout this series of breaking down the book of Revelation, we've had, different guests. The likes of Capsaka War, Captain Gadalhar, Capsaka War, many more. I'm glad we have Priest and Officer at the Wagabar, and his intellect will definitely be valuable in understanding the book of Revelation. We've covered chapters 1 through 6 so far. So today we're going to cover not just one.
Right.
we're going into two. Two of them.
Right.
So Revelation 7 and 8. The precepts, of course. We're just going to get right into it. Revelation 7 and 1 is where we'll begin. Let me get an extra. You know what I'm saying? And then we could just tag team it and
we
just
good to go.
Knock it on out.
Let's knock it out.
All right. Revelation 7 and 1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood.
Mm-hmm.
And they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of trees.
7 and 1. Salaki.
It's
all good.
Salaki.
You ready to go straight to 8?
Man,
we gotta,
man.
You want to go straight to the meat.
You got to catch me out. Let's get it.
It's all good.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth,
right?
That the wind should not blow on the earth.
So you have these angels that are covering the entire globe in respects of, think of a compass, north, east, south, and west. Meaning from one land to another, there's nowhere that an angel is not present observing what's going on this earth. You understand? That's why Christ also said, if we could get Matthew 24:31 really quick.
I got you.
The terminology, the 4 corners, the 4 winds of the earth. That doesn't mean that earth is a square or a box. It's just saying that from one land to another.
20, you said Matthew 21?
24 and 31.
31.
Matthew 24 and 31.
Gotcha.
Let's get that real quick just to show that terminology is often used.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound in a trumpet.
With a great sound?
With a great sound in a trumpet.
Go ahead.
And they shall gather together his elect from the 4 winds.
From the what?
From the 4 winds.
From the 4 winds, wherever they are. You understand? Go ahead.
From one end of heaven.
From one end of heaven
to the other.
That's the 4 winds. Let's go back to Revelation 7. But now, Dua, it also said, Salaki, sir, that these angels are holding a wind.
Right.
Let's see what that's talking about. Let's read that again real quick.
I'm going to finish chapter verse 1. Nor on the sea, nor on any tree.
Right. That there was a specific wind that these angels are holding that they're not allowed to let blow on the earth or the sea. If we could read that part one more time.
Verse over. I'll just start from the top.
No sweat.
And after these things I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
From one end of the earth to the other, like Christ said. Go ahead.
That the wind should not blow on the earth.
That the wind, now this wind is not the 4 winds. You see? That this wind should not blow on the earth. Go ahead.
Nor on the sea, nor on any tree. Verse 2. And I saw another angel ascending from the east.
This is what John is seeing in a vision. Go ahead.
Having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels.
Saying what?
To whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea.
Go ahead.
Verse 3. Saying, hurt not the earth.
Hurt not the earth.
Neither the sea.
Neither the sea.
Nor the trees.
Nor the trees.
Till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Now, so this angel is proclaiming with a loud voice to the other angels that's holding back the wind. What is the wind that is this wind is going to hurt the earth, it said.
Right.
And hurt the sea.
Right.
And hurt the trees. But the angels was commanded to not allow it to hurt the seas till what? Till the servants are sealed in their foreheads.
Right.
So now, let's get what that is talking about. I'll read this for you. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:23. Yeah, a mighty wind shall stand up against them, like a storm, shall blow them away. Thus iniquity shall lay waste the whole earth, and ill dealing shall overthrow the thrones of the mighty. Now, that sounds a lot like destruction to me.
It sounds like destruction to me. Right? So where we at?
Jeremiah 51.
Jeremiah 51.
Jeremiah 51, and for time's sake, we'll go to just 1 and 2. The wind that the angels is talking about, that John saw, that the angels was holding back until the servants of God were sealed in their foreheads, and we'll explain what that means. It's talking about destruction.
Right.
A lot of the book of Revelation is imagery. It's imagery and metaphors, right? It's not to be taken specifically, right, or literal. You understand?
Right. Jeremiah 51.
To show what the wind is talking about. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 51. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind.
A what?
A destroying wind.
There it is. Let's keep going.
Verse 2. And will send unto Babylon fanners.
Fanners. What is fanners? Is where'd you get wind from a fan?
Right. You get that's how you build up the speed of the wind.
Come on now.
Right.
Right. The speed. That's a good point.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm gonna start again. Verse 2. And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about.
Yeah. All these nations round about. Or it's like if you want to go ahead and.
No, you good.
All these nations surrounding America, they all gonna come against this place.
Right.
You understand? All these foreign, Russia, China. You see what's going on in South Africa?
You see that what he's saying is so heavy because as blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we are not paying attention to the signs of the times of what's going on in the earth.
Right.
Now, you pay attention to those big headlines like Ukraine, but there's things happening every day that we must pay attention to. And all of these nations are rising up against America,
right.
Babylon.
Right, damn right. Excellent point. Excellent point. So we covered there. Let's go to Revelation 7 and 2.
Revelation 7 and 2.
So now we know what the wind is talking about. We know what that represents. Now let's get what the seal of the living God is.
Okay.
All right, let's get that. Let's go read 7 and 2 for me, Baba Kashab.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 2. And I saw And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Right. Now, does this, like, you allow a Christian movie or a Christian pastor to persuade you to believe that these men would have an actual stamp on their foreheads.
Right.
Just so Christian.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? That is not what this is talking about.
Kind of like that. What's that religion where they actually put a cross
Hindu.
made out of ashes or
Catholicism.
Oh yeah. They put that on their head, or Hinduism where they put the dot. You know, like people take a lot of things literal.
Right.
Right.
Right. No, absolutely. And this is not literal. The seal of the living God is, we'll explain. Let's get 2 Timothy 2 and 19. Oh, I'll read that one if you could. If you could get John 6 and 27. Right? 2 Timothy 2 and 19. I'm going to show you a couple of scriptures. We'll show you a couple of scriptures, and then we'll elaborate on what the meaning of these scriptures are. 2 Timothy 2 and 19. Nevertheless, the foundation of God standeth sure, having this seal. The Lord knoweth them that are his. You see? Let everyone that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity. That's a clue. Right? Let's get John 6 and 37.
The book
27, it's like it.
27. The book of John, chapter 6, verse 27. Labor not for the meat which perish, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have God the Father sealed.
So there's a seal. If you can get one more, 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21. I'm going to read this. Isaiah 8:16. Bind up the testimony. Seal the law among my disciples. See? You got a couple more. We're going to explain it.
1
and 21.
1 and 21. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 21. Now he which establisheth us with you in Christ, and have anointed us in God, who have also sealed us.
Who have what?
Who have also sealed us.
This is what Paul is telling the Corinthians, the brothers in Corinth, Greece, who were Israelites, who at one time did know they were Israelites, but came to the knowledge of the truth of Christ, Hamashiach Yahushai, and Paul is telling them that he sealed us. Go ahead.
I'm going to start at verse 21. Now, he which established us with you in Christ, and have anointed us is God, who have also sealed us and given the earnest of the Spirit in our hearts.
These brothers who have this seal are brothers who have what? That last part?
Who have also sealed us and given the earnest of the Spirit in our hearts.
The earnest of the Spirit in our minds. Meaning these are brothers who have changed their lives for the better. Who have aligned themselves to the rules of the Most High God. Who don't get high. Who don't commit adultery. What are some other things we have to forsake in the world?
Who don't hate other brothers and want to murder other brothers, and who are unforgiving of other brothers, like we are so much in the Black and Hispanic community.
Exactly. And a seal, think of in times past, kings, a seal is like a signet, right? You know you belong. This message came from whoever seal is on it.
Right.
So the Most High has men that have his seal, who are called by him. Do you understand? And we're his messengers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And represent his kingdom, represents Christ's kingdom, just like a police officer wears a seal, or somebody that is part of a city municipality wears a seal, and you know they represent that. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And also too, it's also, the seal is also a mark, right? Men with this seal. Can we get Ezekiel 9:4?
Got you.
Ezekiel 9:4, Bible Kashah, right? Remind you that the destruction can't come until these servants have that seal of God. You see what I'm saying?
That's a key point right there. Like it's being held back. These four winds are being held back until these brothers and sisters get this seal or this mark.
And that's so heavy that you bring that point out, because remember, this place is supposed to go in 2000.
Right.
America was supposed to go in the year 2000. But the angel said, not yet.
Not yet. That's crazy. And if you think about 2000, where were you? Where were a lot of other brothers and sisters? That means that if it had went, then all of these brothers, including myself, including you, we would not have gotten a chance.
Come on now.
To get this mark and get this seal.
Come get this seal.
Ezekiel 9 and
9:4.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4.
If you're not following along with what the seal means yet, the seal mark, right? This is the same thing. It'll make sense now. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry.
Where's the seal of the living God? On the foreheads in Revelation. Where's the mark of the living God, which is the seal? Same thing, on the forehead. Right in your mind.
But is it literally on your forehead?
Exactly.
Is it a literal mark that you can see? You can see all these people with a cross on their head, or you can see all these people with a Muslim moon or star in their head.
Come on now.
Right? It's like you said. It's in your mind. Right? It has nothing to do with something physical.
Nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? Because in that case, if somebody knew how I look, they just go in the mirror and carve it in their damn forehead. Exactly. I saw a fake Israelite. Like he had Hebrew written on his forehead.
Oh, my
tattoo.
Tattoo.
Damn. I said, damn. That's the mark of the beast.
That's crazy.
But
right
let's read that.
I'll read it. I'm going to start at the beginning of the precept. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem.
Right, Jerusalem, the people. Right, go ahead.
And set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Now the seal or the mark that are placed, that these men have. How do you know that these men have this mark or this seal? It's because they sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. These men go out on them streets and they teach against homosexuality, lesbianism, bestiality, pedophilia. I mean, we could go on and on and on. This society is designed to make you sinful.
Right. And brothers cry out, and what you see when you see brothers out there on those streets, they may appear crazy to you, but these brothers have the mark, and they sigh and they cry for the abominations and the tribulations that they see that people go through.
Damn
the
right.
brutality.
Right.
You see it all the time when people, brothers and sisters are killed by the police, or when brothers and sisters kill one another, or when brothers and sisters decide to live alternative lifestyles. We sigh and cry against that. You know what I mean? Right. That is a fight and a service of our brothers and sisters that we want them to change, and we want them to see the same abominations that we see.
Come on now. Exactly. And also too, the word mark in Hebrew is thawah.
Thawah.
It means exempt from judgment. That's what, in that context, that's what mark means. These brothers that sigh and cry are going to be exempt from that wind.
The winds that are being held back for a time.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. Let's go back to, I think we nailed the point on that. Let's go to Revelation 7 and 3. Revelation 7 and 3. Revelation chapter 7, the reason why we decided to do both 7 and 8, because 7 is going to be kind of easy. It's going to be kind of easy to understand. It really speaks for itself. But let's go ahead and read that.
The book of Revelation chapter 7, verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads.
Keep going.
And I heard the number of them which were sealed.
You heard the number of these men that were sealed that Paul talked about in 1 Corinthians 1 and 21 through 22, that Christ talked about in John 6 and 27, that in the book of Timothy, chapter 2, verse 19, Ezekiel 9 and 4, these men that had this seal, right? Go ahead.
Salakia. And they were sealed 144,000, all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Of the children of the planet Earth.
Of the children of Israel.
Moab.
Of the children of Israel.
Keep going.
Of the tribe of Judah were sealed 12,000.
Judah is who? Your so-called Negroes.
Of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000.
Who was that? The so-called Seminole Indians.
Of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000.
There's the so-called North American Indians.
Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000.
That's brothers specifically that range from Colombia to Uruguay.
Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000.
Brothers that range from Argentina to Chile.
Of the tribe of Manasseh were sealed 12,000.
Those are your Cubans.
Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000.
Those are your Dominican brothers.
Of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000.
Those are your Haitian brothers.
Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000.
Those are your Mexican brothers.
Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000.
Those are brothers that range from Guatemala to Panama.
And of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000.
That is Ephraim.
And of the
so-called Puerto Ricans.
And of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000.
And those are your West Indians, brothers in the Caribbean. You see? Those are the 12 tribes of Israel, and those 12 tribes, 12,000 from each tribe will be a part of the 144,000. And the 144,000 will be the governing body of the kingdom of heaven.
This is amazing that this is coming out for brothers and sisters that are just learning this truth, because you have a lot of people that think that when Christ returns, it's only going to be 144,000, right? They don't realize that these will actually be leaders amongst Israel, right?
Heavy point, heavy point. And in Revelation 7 explains that too. Everything you just said. It explains that. And I can't wait to get into that. And another lie, like with the Jehovah's Witnesses, to be a part of the 144,000, they say you got to be someone that's a virgin physically.
Right.
And they say that it's going to be the leaders of the Jehovah's Witnesses, the old white men, and, you know, what was the dude, Mr. Wilson off Dennis the Menace?
Right.
He's going to be a part of the 144,000.
Right.
That's a lie. You see? Let's keep reading.
Okay.
So we have verse 9, right?
Right.
Okay.
Verse 9. After this, I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, and before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes.
Now, you have the 144,000 that John saw, but then he said, and lo and behold, another great multitude.
Right.
So this is a group of people aside from the 144,000. To show that what the Walker Bar, preaching officer at the Walker Bar just said is absolutely correct. Because it's not just going to be the 144,000, but it is going to be the 144,000 as the ruling governing body under Christ, the 144,000, and then the great multitude.
Right.
You see? And we'll explain who that great multitude is. First, who is the great multitude? Who do they consist of? Can you be Asian, African, East Indian, Japanese, Korean, and be a part of the great multitude? Who is the great multitude? I got the precept for you. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 3. Because you know how it says of all nations.
Right.
Right? We'll of course elaborate. 2nd Esdras 3 and 16. And unto him thou gavest Isaac, and unto Isaac also thou gavest Jacob and Esau. As for Jacob, thou didst choose him to thee, and put by Esau. And so Jacob became a great multitude. To show you that the great multitude, Jacob is known as a great multitude. You understand? If we could get Isaiah 10 and 22.
Isaiah 10 and 22.
Okay. If we could get Isaiah 10 and 22, just to show that Jacob is in all nations. We were scattered as a curse from the Most High as a result of disobeying his commandments. We were cast to the four winds of the earth.
Right.
You feel me? Go ahead.
The book of Isaiah chapter 10 verse 22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return.
Yet a remnant shall return. Let's show, can we show, I'll read this for you.
Okay.
To show that we were scattered. This is Ezekiel. Bear with me. Ezekiel 36 and 19, because it says of all nations and tongues, you got to think about it. While that preaching officer at the Walker Bar break it down for you. Ezekiel 36 and 19. And I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries according to their way and according to their doings. I judged them. And when they entered unto the heathen, whither they went, they profaned my holy name. When they said to them, these are the people of the Lord, and are gone forth out of his land.
Now, as you can see, the Israelites, God's people, were scattered. Not only scattered, but dispersed. You hear the word a lot, you know, the diaspora. They talk about the diaspora of the Israelites, and they talk about the lost 10 tribes. The Europeans always are talking about what happened to the lost 10 tribes. Well, this right here is also showing you exactly what happened. The Lord dispersed them into other nations.
Right.
So when you hear that word nations, you don't want to just run with it and think that it is talking about all people. You got to understand that Israelites grew up just like we grew up in America, up under other nations, serving other religions and serving other gods. Right?
Yeah, perfect. And in time being, because we were living amongst the heathen for so long, that those brothers started to believe that they were those heathens.
Right. Right.
You understand? They started to believe that they were Greek, that they were Roman, that they were Egyptian, that they were, read Acts the 2nd chapter for that. Remember when the brothers began to speak in different tongues?
Right.
They weren't talking about hashalalala. They were speaking the languages that those other individual Israelites who didn't know that they were Israelites grew up speaking, and they were like, hold on.
Right.
Are these men drunk? How the hell are they speaking to us in our native tongues, teaching us about this Christ?
Right.
You see?
And they were Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven.
That's why, come on now. Out of every nation.
Right.
Heavy. I believe we proved that point. Let's read Revelation 7 and 10.
Revelation 7 and 10? The book of Revelations, chapter 7, verse 10. And cried with a loud voice, saying, Salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb. And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders, and the four beasts, and fell before the throne on their faces, and worshiped the Most High.
Right. So now you have this great multitude of people who are not the 144,000, who we have proved that the great multitude of all nations consist of Israelites only, which we have proved and shown, dressed in white. Now, who is this? You have in the Bible, you have the 144,000, and you also have the 1/3. The 1/3 consists of the friends of the prophets. You know, there are people that will receive a prophet's reward for helping the prophets. Then you also have the loved ones and the families and ribs and children of the 144,000. You see what I'm saying? Can we prove that? Of course. Zechariah, Zechariah 13 and 8, Baba Kushah. And there's also people, there are people of the nation of Israel, let me blow your mind with this, that will be delivered and have no idea why they're being delivered.
Right.
You understand?
For real.
You know, you got brothers and sisters in Argentina, or Chile, that's just going to get beamed up.
Right.
Don't know what the hell going on. See?
Right. 13 and 8.
Right.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass.
It might come to pass.
It shall come to pass.
Keep going.
That in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die.
Right, 2 parts therein of the children of Israel shall be. This is key to remembering the breakdown. Remember this when we get to Revelation 8. Remember this. Read that part again.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 13, verse 8. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, two parts therein shall be cut off and die.
2 parts of the children of Israel shall be cut off and die. 2/3 of our people are prophesied to die. Go ahead.
But the third shall be left therein.
But 1/3 shall be left therein. Keep going.
And I will, Salakia, and I will bring the third part through the fire.
I will bring the third part through the fire. That's all we need. Now, the point is this, though. Even though 2/3 of our people will be destroyed, I don't go out to camp teaching like 2/3 are going to be destroyed.
Right.
I, as a priest of God, us as priests of God, go out with the intent of persuading the Most High to allow all of us to be delivered.
Right.
Paul said, my heart's desire and my intent is that all Israel should be saved.
Right.
Because you have a group of people that, no, you're a 2/3, you're
Right,
a 2/3,
right.
and you're a 1/3, but you're a 2/3.
Right. As though they are, and what they are doing is they are condemning their brothers to death.
Right.
And there is only one that can judge.
Right.
And that's the Most High. You don't have the place to, that's not your place to condemn and say what is going to happen to a brother or sister. Because let's be frank and honest.
Right.
We work out our salvation. We don't know if we're going to get on those chariots, but we want to push and we want to do everything we can to please the Most High.
Right.
So we don't go out and condemn our people and say our people are going to hell.
Right.
They also do that in the Christian church.
Yeah.
They condemn people to hell. And you don't know, because we serve a living God. He can change his mind.
He could change his mind. Didn't he do that with Nineveh?
He can change his mind.
You know?
You know what I mean?
So, but that's why Paul said that, because when you say that, when you're saying who is the 2/3, that means you know who the 1/3 are.
Right.
You see? So Paul said in 2 Corinthians 10 and 12, for we dare not make ourselves of the number. You know what I mean? So who, you know, stick to the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
and Commander Yahanna, and you won't be misled. You understand?
Right.
Misled, rather.
Misled, right.
Let's go ahead and finish that in Revelation 7 and 10.
7 and 10? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 10. And I cried with a loud voice, saying, salvation to our God, which sitteth upon the throne, and unto the Lamb.
And unto the Lamb. Go ahead.
And all the angels stood round about the throne, and about the elders, and the four beasts. And I fell before the throne on their faces, and worshiped the Most High.
Keep going.
Saying, Amen. Blessing, and glory, and wisdom, and thanksgiving, and honor, and power, and might be unto our God forever and ever. Amen. And one of the elders answered, saying unto me, what are these which are arrayed in white robes? And whence came they? And I said unto him, Sir, thou knowest. And he said unto me, and he said to me, these are they which came out of great tribulation, and have washed their robes, and made them white in the blood of the Lamb. Therefore are they before the throne of God, and serve him day and night in his temple. And he that sitteth on the throne shall dwell among them. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more.
What are these brothers and sisters not going to hunger for it? First of all, the scene is that the host of heaven, the 24 elders, the four beasts, you know, we've gone into previous chapters of what that represents and how they're all paying homage to the Most High. And then we go into how Christ receives his honor as well. But strength and honor and glory and wisdom and salvation unto the Most High. You have beings that were created to worship the Most High 24/7.
Just to worship the Most High. That's kind of hard to wrap that around your human brain.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Because imagine there are angels that are sent to go cause an earthquake in Japan.
Right.
There are angels that are sent to tell Mary, you're going to have a son, name him this. But then there are angels or spirits or beings rather, that are created just to, man, Most High, you're the greatest.
Right.
You're the Almighty. There's none like unto you. It's all day. Let's show you how bad the Most High, like, you're not going to serve me.
Right.
You know, you got to do it.
Right.
That's how you're black, man, you know.
Verse 16.
Verse 16, no sweat.
Verse 16. They shall hunger no more.
Oh, yeah, where it says, the ones in the white robes are before him, meaning in the sight of the Most High, there are brothers and sisters who have created an environment of where the Spirit of the Lord can be present. You understand? And you seeing that here. You seeing that you can come to the school and not be ashamed of serving God. Because the world will shame you. What do you mean you're a Jew? I'm not no damn Jew. I'm not. We've heard it all. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 16. They shall hunger no more, neither thirst any more, neither shall the sun light on them, nor any heat.
Now, if I could, when it says they shall hunger no more or thirst anymore, we know that Christ said that man shall not live by bread alone. There are other things that our people digest that is not the truth. When we hunger no more and thirst no more, why will we hunger and thirst no more? Because this satisfies us.
Right.
This is what fills us. Islam does not satisfy that hunger. That
right.
I know something's missing.
Right.
You can relate.
It's the thing that you see now, especially with social media, where we're very spiritual people. Absolutely. And we're always searching for something, and we're always trying all type of religions and philosophies, but none of them satisfies our hunger and our thirst. And the evidence of that is seeing how destroyed we are.
Yeah.
And how we don't live a good life, and how we live terrible lives, trying to follow all of these religions that don't actually change us. They don't have any satisfying value.
Yeah, that's right. It's not satisfying. There's no, like, the truth is, you know, nutritious. It has all you need for the body.
Right.
You know, figuratively speaking.
From a spiritual, figurative form.
Yeah.
Right.
But Islam is, you know, it's GMO corn in the can.
Right.
You get
like
my
when
point?
it like, and I liked and I like the fact we're talking about this because I was just thinking about all of the philosophies that I went through till I got to the truth, and I was raised Christian. I liked Egypt and the pyramids and stuff like that, and I had a Muslim friend that did things, and when I used to compare and contrast, the Muslims they smoke weed, sold drugs. The Christians smoked weed, sold drugs. Everybody did the same thing, and everybody was just pump faking. Nobody was really satisfied with what they had ate, so to speak, what they had ingested from those philosophies, because their lives actually showed the evidence of it.
And also, heavy point, also too, right? The point is that we're trying to make is that, just like the Walker Bar, I was raised Christian, but I was hungry for more. That's what we need. I was thirsty. Remember, John is a black man.
Right.
He's gonna write it for black people because that's how he spoke. He was a brother, right? So when you hear I was hungry for more, or I'm when you practicing in the gym, Kobe practicing in the gym, he'd be like, man, I'm hungry. I'm hungry for a title. I'm hungry, to prove them wrong, whatever. In this case, you were filling yourselves with the false ways and the idols of the land: Islam, Christianity, Buddha. Horse.
Right.
You get a point. But there's always something. You're like, man, something missing in my life. Let's read 17.
Verse 17. For the Lamb which is in the midst of the throne shall feed them, and they shall lead them unto living fountains of water.
Right. And shall lead them unto
living fountains of water.
Living fountains of water is the same, meaning the living fountains of water is meaning you'll be filled. You'll be filled. You'll be satisfied. Because why? In Jeremiah 2:13 it says, for my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed them out cisterns.
Right.
Broken cisterns that can hold no water.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You see the imagery?
Right.
Imagine a pot that can't hold water.
Right.
This pot holds water.
And you done made out cisterns. You done decided to find your own water, or find your own gods.
Come on now.
Serve your own gods. This is historical with the Israelites. We always tried other people's gods, even to this day. We tried other people's philosophies and their gods.
Yeah. Damn right. Solid. That was Revelation chapter 7. Now we're going into Revelation chapter 8. This
verse 8. The book of Revelation chapter 8, verse 1. And when he had opened the seventh seal, there was silence in heaven about the space of half an hour. And I saw 7 angels which stood before the Most High, and to them were given 7 trumpets.
Right. There. Now John is seeing in his vision, right? Remember the imagery. John is seeing 7 angels holding 7 trumpets, 7 shofars, right? Or ram's horns. You see? Go ahead.
And another angel came and stood at the altar, having a golden censer, and there was given unto him much incense, that he should offer it with the prayers of all the saints upon the golden altar which was before the throne.
Right.
And the smoke of the incense which came from the prayers of the saints,
Which came from the what?
the prayers of the saints,
Uh-huh.
ascended up before the Most High out of the angel's hands.
Uh-huh.
And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar.
Now,
And-
if I could just show that in the book of Psalms, I'll read it. Slack Psalms 141 and 2. Let my prayer be set before thee as incense, the lifting up of my hands as the evening sacrifice. So when we pray, when brothers who have the seal, who sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, right? These brothers pray to the Most High. Here's what you need. Your prayers don't fall on deaf ears.
That's right.
Most High, please destroy it. But what we say, send evils and curses.
evils and curses against the heathen.
Against the heathen.
Those that try to stop us from broadcasting your word.
Come on now, don't do it to us. We gonna have to throw some incense in here right now. You see? But you get the point. Let Michael come down.
Right.
And Gabriel with the flying saucers. That's when I get the loudest.
Yeah.
Right?
For real.
But the point is, brother, the Most High sees the children of Israel's affliction. He sees it. He sees that we're oppressed and we're under this devil. When he sees the propaganda that these devils are pushing with the LGBTQ plus IA, whatever the hell they saying now. You see, he sees it all. He sees the wickedness of the land, and it has reached into heaven. You see, it has got his attention. All he needs us to do is to disassociate ourselves from the supremacy of Esau. That's all we got to do. We got to change. But once those brothers that decided to change, their prayers are making it to the Most High. And there's an angel that brings those prayers to the Most High. All right? And the golden censer, the imagery is that the incense, like how incense go up, your prayers go up.
Right.
You see? Let's keep reading.
Verse 5. And the angel took the censer and filled it with fire of the altar and cast it into the earth. And there were voices and thunderings and lightnings and an earthquake.
Right. This is what this means. That the prayers, your prayers against this place, against our oppressors and enemies, and those that colonized us and assimilated us into their culture, those that defy God's commandments, all of our prayers that the brothers and sisters who serve God, our prayers are going to be used against our oppressor. And because of our prayers, that's what's going to be used to destroy this place.
That's right.
That's what's going to be used in World War III when Christ returns. God is going to have all of our prayers in mind. He's going to remember how, child support oppressed that brother. We're going to remember how you threw brothers in prison unjustly. He's going to remember
how he took Native American children and put them in boarding schools and beat the hell out of them and wouldn't allow them to speak their language and abused them. He's going to remember when the brothers, got shot in the back by police officers and they said they were not guilty. And it's kind of like how when things happen, you're so upset and the Lord says, don't repay. Vengeance is mine.
Exactly.
I see that this is that vengeance. It's
exactly.
going to be those prayers balled up in flames and fire and nuclear thermal fire. All of that is coming back. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Basically, you reap what you have sown in the earth.
God is not mocked. You see, God is going to use all our prayers against this devil.
Right.
Imagine that. You thinking that your prayer? You thinking that the woman who, the brother who woman left him because he came into the truth and she committed adultery on him. But that brother, the pain that brother went through mentally. Or the brother who, because he decided to serve the Lord, his slavery didn't approve of it and fired him. Or because the family that outcast the brother because he decided he's not celebrating Christmas no more. Being in the truth is tough. It's not a cakewalk. That's why Christ said, walk in the straight gate. Because broad and narrow is the way to destruction. But roughly paraphrased, the slim is the way to life. You see? But excellent point. Keep going.
Verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood. Salakia. I skipped verse 6.
No sweat.
Verse 6. And the 7 angels which had the 7 trumpets prepared themselves to sound. Verse 7. The first angel sounded, and there followed hail and fire mingled with blood.
Right.
And they were cast upon the earth. And the third part of the trees.
Now, this is what John has seen in a vision, right? What is this talking about? You got to remember, this is about imagery. What John is seeing and what we are allowed to, through the precepts, understand what he's talking about now. So when he says he saw fire mingled with blood and
it says they were cast upon the earth.
And cast upon the earth.
And the parts of the trees was burnt up. And the green grass was burnt up.
Right. What does that sound like? It's nothing to be specific. It's just talking about destruction.
Right.
This is when them trumpets blow, that means one and two things. It's right before Christ returns and as Christ is here. You're going to hear the trumpets. You're going to hear them with your ear. You're going to hear, you're going to hear a shofar be blown, and you're going to hear, it's going to be, because the scriptures talk about how everyone's going to be afraid at the trump of God. And, you know, when Christ returns, it's going to be the most glorious event in all of mankind. You know he's going to have a grand entrance. You know how, like, sort of like how we Commander Yahanna come in for Passover.
Or like how you like to come in at a party. You like to be late into the party, but make a grand entrance when nobody expected.
Don't let me be up on a new song. I'm pulling up at the gas station at the part I like and turning it up.
Right, right.
Shout out to Judah. Yeah, that's talking about in verse 7. It's talking about overall destruction. Go ahead.
Verse 8, and the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. And the third part of the ships were destroyed. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of water. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter.
Now, notice a theme, or a pattern rather. The third part of this, the third part of that, the third part of this. What is this all talking about? Yes, if you look in the oceans, you see fish coming afloat to shore dead by the thousands. You see antelope dropping dead, blocking off freeways. You see all of that, right? But the point of what's being read is this, right? The third part. What is the Most High doing as he's destroying all of this? He's making room for us. You see? Like the Most High, like think about who are the rich of the world? They're known as the what?
The Edomites?
The Edomites and the 1%.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're the 1%, and they enjoy the great mountains and the
best
sea
places, the living in the beautiful places with greenery and you know, shrubbery and the exotic places and vacation islands and you know the best of the best.
The best of the best, right? And the 99%, they're sharing the worst of the worst.
Right.
So I'm bringing it to you like this: the 99% to enjoy what the 1% enjoy. I mean, what would have to happen? The 1% will have to be removed. You see what I'm saying? And this is what I'm using that as a parallel. But what it's talking about is the Most High making room for replacements. We're going to enjoy the earth, but we can't enjoy the earth if he's enjoying the earth,
right?
Because his version of enjoying the earth is destruction and sodomy.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But for the third part of this and the third part of that has to be removed, so we can enjoy it.
And it's kind of like the precept where when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn.
The people mourn.
You know what I mean? When the righteous are in rule and power, the people rejoice. I'm paraphrasing.
Exactly. No, that's an excellent point. Now we read in verse 10, it says, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of the waters. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. Here's what you need. What is this talking about? First of all, it's all talking about the destruction and the collapse of this government and the collapse of society as a whole. Because not only America, but all foreign nations will collapse economically, morally, you name it, right? The point is this, where it says a great star from heaven. What is that talking about? The fact that it's a great star from heaven is just a metaphor for that. It's coming from the Most High. That's all it's talking about. It's not a literal star that's gonna strike the Atlantic and poison the waters. This is just talking about all of the chaos that's coming is coming from the Most High.
Right.
You see? But John is seeing in a vision a star, phew, right? And causing these things. But the understanding of the metaphor is that it's coming from the Most High. Because it can't come from, if it's a star coming down, who's sending that?
Right.
It ain't Esau.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Keep going. I believe we're at
11, are we?
12.
12, Salaki. 12, verse 12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars. So as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise.
Right, the sun, and when you read the scriptures, the sun and the moon and the stars normally allude to the knowledge of and the wisdom of these countries, such as now Esau, meaning his knowledge and his wisdom and his understanding. Number one, it's not going to get him out of the destruction of the Most High and the soothsayers he uses. But not only that, the knowledge of the Most High is not for them. You see, where it says, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. All the information that they possess, all the knowledge that they possess, cannot brace them or deliver them from what is coming,
Right.
from the destruction. You see? Keep going. And this is how you know what Revelation 8 and 13, or 8, Revelation chapter 8 is talking about. Right in verse 13. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe.
Destruction on all corners. Destruction in the water, destruction in the air, destruction.
Right.
That's what woe
Right.
is. You see? Go ahead.
Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of their other voices. By reason of their other voices of the trumpet of the tree. I'm sorry. Salakia.
That's what?
By reason of
You've been reading the words. Yeah.
Salakia, I'm going to start.
No sweat.
There we go. Okay. I'm going to start. And I beheld and heard an angel flying through the midst of heaven, saying with a loud voice, Woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth by reason of the other voices of the trumpet of the three angels, which are yet to sound.
Meaning all this destruction is going to be going on, right? And it shows you that in that time, there's going to be a famine. There's going to be a drought. That's why the water is going to be poisoned. Like, there's not going to be anywhere for you to run. Like, even in Amos, it talks about a man escaping a hungry lion and leaning his hand on the wall like he's safe now, and then a snake biting him.
Right.
There's going to be nowhere for you to run from God's destruction and judgment on Judgment Day.
It also talks about people, building underground caverns and trying to get away. That they build a lot of underground bunkers. Esau does.
Right. Yeah. The bunkers and food preppers,
Underground cities. Yeah.
Right. And we went into that in Revelation 6, where you have people that say to this mountain, fall on us, protect us from the wrath of the Lamb. That's both literal and metaphorical. You see, because you got people that trust in this government so much that they think the government is going to save them from the wrath of God,
right?
From monkeypox, from diseases that have never been before, right? So that's when you read Revelation 8. You don't want to get into the specifics of, that doesn't mean the third part of the moon is going to be cut into three parts and then
like a piece of cheese.
Yeah, don't read the Bible through the lens of Christopher Columbus.
Right.
Read it through the lens of you, black and Hispanic.
Right.
The Most High is speaking in parable. All he's saying is that this place is going to be saying with a loud voice, woe, woe, woe to the inhabitants of the earth. You see, and then the angel also said, and that's just 4 angels trumpet.
Right.
There's 3 more. You see? So, did you have any closing words, sir?
No, I just thought it was an excellent breakdown. This is an excellent, study for brothers and sisters that want to learn more and learn the Bible. and moreover, to get out of harm's way, because this destruction that we just read about is coming. Thus saith the Lord.
Right.
So the best way for you to do that is to not watch these videos and take down the precepts and start your own fake Israelite group, or think that you're in the truth at home in the comfort of your own home, but get into these classes, support this brotherhood, support the I.S.U.P.K, pay your tithes, so that we could push further into all over the world for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and bring about Christ's kingdom a lot faster.
Damn right. And look, sir, I want to thank you for joining us. Hopefully it's not the last time. I know we got some other things in store that you want to do with the history. If anybody knows or checks into the Wednesday night law class, if you want to be a historian, all you got to do is check out Priest and Officer the Walker Bar's classes, and you're gonna learn some history. I promise you that. Also, too, check out Black Authentic Truth, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Definitely got to plug that in there. Make sure you tune in, share these videos, let us know what you think in the comments. If you have any questions regarding these chapters, feel free to hit us up. And we don't give a damn if you don't believe what we're talking about, because we stand on the truth, and the truth is our foundation.
That's right.
So with that, we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom. It was good.
Yeah.
And it just hit 1 minute and 22 seconds.